What's up, everyone? Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, and I want to give my commentary on a resurfaced video where Todd is speaking to, it looks like Candy was live on Instagram while she was getting her makeup done. Todd enters the room. And he is talking about wealthy women. If they do not basically share, they're going to find themselves alone. And so these videos are resurfacing just to kind of see if there were signs perhaps that none of us saw, or perhaps, ignoring red flags, who knows? And I just want to talk about Momma Joyce and how I always viewed her, and if that has changed so far. So let's go ahead and play this clip. I'm going to mute my mic. Now, before I do, I ask that you please hit the like button on this video, as well as subscribe to the channel. And everything that I'm saying in this video is alleged and just my opinion. And the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary on this clip is allowed. Shout out to the Neighborhood Talk for grabbing this clip and sharing it for us. There's also other bloggers who have been thinking about, were there signs like Kempire and Nick at Night? But I'm going to go ahead and mute my mic, and so we'll take a listen.
Though I'm gonna be real with y'all, for y'all women who are bosses and have all this money and got this extra shit.
Why are you saying it like that?
No, because I think, I understand the double standard, but I think you also need to understand the man that you're with, the man that you chose and you're allowed to choose you, that you can't be so mine. You know what I mean? You have to open up within reason. I'm not saying going by no niggas, no Bentleys and doing dumb shit, but you got to invest in y'all and y'all future, and you got to let your man feel like a man in those scenarios. Because with all the money that you have, you can end up by yourself. You know what I mean? Because at times that type of energy of it's mine. No, I'm just being honest as a man. I'm just giving you my honest stuff. I'm gonna be real with y'all. For y'all women who are bosses and have all this money and got this extra shit.
Why are you saying it like that?
No, because I think, I understand the double standard, but I think you also need to understand the man that you're with, the man that you chose and you're allowed to choose you, that you can't be so mine. You know what I mean? You have to open up within reason. I'm not saying going by no niggas, no Bentleys and doing dumb shit, but you got to invest in y'all and y'all future, and you got to let your man feel like a man in those scenarios. Because with all the money that you have, you can end up by yourself. You know what I mean? Because at times that type of energy of it's mine. No, I'm just being honest as a man. I'm just giving you my honest stuff. I'm gonna be real with y'all. For y'all women who my honest opinion.
Okay.
As you continue to be like, it's mine, it's hard to hear someone say it's mine in a relationship that's supposed to be it's ours. Can I talk? Can I talk? And it's not about, hey, I got this 10 million, let me give you 5. It's not that. It's more so just knowing like, yo, we got each other, whatever. Let's build, let's make it happen. But when you hear a person say mine a lot, that shit sticks. Believe me, I'm telling you. My honest opinion.
Okay.
As you continue to be like, it's mine, it's hard to hear someone say it's mine in a relationship that's supposed to be it's ours. Can I talk? And it's not about, hey, I got this 10 million, let me give you 5. It's not that. It's more so just knowing like, yo, we got each other, whatever. Let's build, let's make it happen. But when you hear a person say mine a lot, that shit sticks. Believe me, I'm telling you. My honest opinion.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be real with y'all. for young women who are bosses and have all of this money and got this extra shit.
Why you say it like that?
Okay, so this particular clip, I feel like in this moment, before the makeup artist arrived, it's giving Todd must have tried to talk to Candy about investing in something, or I don't know if it was an additional restaurant or something that he wanted to do, and she shut it down, I'm guessing. And perhaps when he asked for a reason why, she must have said something like, well, I don't want to put my money, I don't want to invest my money into something that doesn't sound like I'd be passionate about or something that I could stand behind. Because, like, when I think of you investing your money, think about it. Your savings, it could be your savings account, it could be your 401k that you have with your employer, it could be the equity that's in your house. Like your house is worth more today than it was when you bought it, but you haven't taken out a second mortgage against your home. You have that equity that you could tap into. When you think about investing your money, don't you want it to be behind something that you could stand for, a product or a service that you yourself would use, something that you would recommend to your family members and your friends whom you love and respect dearly? Like maybe it was, and I'm just assuming that Todd may have wanted Candy to invest in something and she told him no, and he does not like it. And then so he came into the room while she was getting her makeup done, and it looks like they were live, and then he talked about it. And when he said, about wealthy women living alone, even the makeup artist whipped her head around. I thought that was so funny. Like that was a real raw reaction. In my opinion, Candy was kind of like trying to ignore him. I felt like she was like not paying attention to him. If you follow Candy on Amazon, she goes live pretty regularly over there. I would say about once a week. Candy has been an ambassador for Amazon for years. Like I remember before they started streaming lives on the website, Candy used to feature Amazon products on her YouTube channel. She used to make videos for them. And now you can like follow people over on Amazon and they go live on the website and there's a live chat. And so I subscribe to her text messages. So she lets you know when she's about to go live. If she has to push it back, she'll send out a text, very communicative. And so it's giving she was probably preparing for an Amazon live that she does them right in her home. And sometimes Momma Joyce is with her. Sometimes the kids are with her. Sometimes it's Shamia or Manetta. They may join her. If it's a product that they can relate to, or they use it themselves, they'll join her as well. But I'm guessing she was trying to ignore him because to me, she didn't give much of an emotion until she felt the vibes that the makeup artist was getting annoyed. And once the makeup artist started reacting and she was getting annoyed, then I felt like that's when Candy was paying him more attention and she was trying to react. But I felt like she was trying to ignore him and she probably had stuff to do. Now, I'm not going to lie. When I was at the gym today, closing out on the bike, I did go to Todd's IG page. I just wanted to see like the last maybe like 5 posts. And it was like, daddy daycare. And I'm not saying he was being insincere, but, he was posting the kids. He's like, my favorite time of the day, definitely showing that he's an active dad. He helps out with the kids. And, I told y'all in a previous video, like I follow Candy and she exercises pretty much every day, early in the morning. Like definitely Monday through Friday, because she has like this newfound friendship with Kristen Scott. She used to be on Basketball Wives LA back in the day. And she was married to an NBA player whose stepmom was the Filipino woman, Cece, and Evelyn Lozada made some racial slurs towards Cece. Kristen, if you can remember, brown skin, beautiful girl, long curly hair. Well, she lives in Georgia now. They go to the same gym. They work out together. And I'm watching their friendship grow on Instagram because, like, they've traveled together, hung out, gone to concerts together. And I believe, like, that's their routine. Candy's working out. He's taking the kids to school. He did a post in honor of Blaze because her birthday was like, I think it was like Friday or maybe Thursday was Blaze's birthday. And then the divorcement announcement came out on Friday. So he's definitely posting that he's like, you know, an active dad, actively participating in their lives, and he loves them. And, you know, I just can't help but wonder because this crap that he was talking, it's so red pill. It is so red pill. And, you know, men are always conjuring up various scenarios where, you know, women are going to be alone. They really act like just having a man is a flex. But there's so many scenarios where having a man can be deeply troubling and a lot of stress. So he's saying this, and what's interesting is that, Todd, you're married to a wealthy woman. You're married to a wealthy woman. But if she says, my, Ninja, that is her money. What songs did you write? Like, people instantly, they talk about Candy has won Grammys for No Scrubs and writing for Destiny's Child. Like, Beyonce, before her solo career, she was a part of Destiny's Child. And Candy was involved in like their most definitive album, which is The Writings on the Wall with Bugaboo and Bills, Bills, Bills. Candy wrote those. And she wrote No Scrubs for TLC, one of their biggest hits. But she's also written for, that's what people say all the time, but she's written for Mariah Carey, NSYNC. She was involved in a Whitney Houston album, like one of her last ones, I believe. I don't think she was on the My Love Is Your Love album, but I think subsequently she was involved in like one of the last two. And so she has an enormous career in the music industry as a songwriter and producer. One producer that was like her partner was Shakespeare. And we know that she's a businesswoman. Bedroom Candy is a highly successful company. I've been a consultant. I've been slacking off this year, but she's very smart, very successful, very fortunate, very blessed. So Todd is speaking about a scenario that he's in that relates to him. So it's giving that they had an argument about something, or maybe not an argument. Maybe she just turned him down. She denied the loan. She denied the money to invest in, and he did not like that. And, you know, sending subliminals, I don't appreciate that. And if I'm right, because again, she goes live on Amazon very often, and she goes live from her home, and she'll do it in full makeup and hair. So if I'm right and she was prepping for an Amazon live, shame on Todd for saying that bullshit right before she was getting ready to work, because that is work for her. And I don't like it when it seems like a ninja is trying to throw a woman off to be mean. And it's so funny that I'm having these thoughts about this video that has resurfaced, because over on the Real Housewives of Potomac, when Kiarna is very mopey, just like she was on the cast trip to Nevis, I felt like that guy Greg must have said something mean to her right before she left for the trip and then had her head all fucked up. We've seen it on the girls' trip some years back. You know, that Real Housewives spinoff, when Kenya and Cynthia, they went to, I believe it was Turks and Caicos, and Cynthia, and she never has this energy. All these years that we've seen Cynthia, since season 3 of Roa, she's pretty positive, encouraging, bubbly. That girls' trip, those episodes, they were in this lovely place, this island, beautiful weather, and Cynthia was so mopey and, you know, seemed to be almost negative, and Kenya was the positive one between the two of them. And it totally turned Kenya off, and their friendship has never been the same ever since. I totally feel like Mike Hill said something mean to her to knock her off course. And I really think Todd was trying to do this to Candy. Now, Candy on her IG stories, she did, she has her foundation, Candy Cares. Well, her whole team was out there, out in a parking lot somewhere with tents and trucks, giving away turkeys, the collard greens, like these huge like collard leaves for people to cook. Like she had all sorts of food to give away to people, for them to prepare for their families. And she was saying, come on down. She's like, but if you don't really need it, you don't have to come and waste anything. We want to give it to people who straight up need the food. She was making like these IG stories. Well, she says, I was having a really rough morning, so I came late, but my team held me down. They've been here. And, when she said she had a rough morning, I just felt bad because we all know Candy to be pretty emotional. So I can only imagine how difficult it was for her to actually to actually make the appointment with the divorce attorney and just to go through this. I know this was not easy. And I just wonder, will she ever talk about the why behind it? I wonder because this video is giving red pills, so I don't know if his bitchy side is about to come out. I was like, oh my gosh, is he going to interview with Carlos King? He has been silent all weekend. He released a video about the Orange County Part 3 reunion, but I imagine he and Dustin and Claudia will speak on this tomorrow during the Monday Night Live show. So we'll just have to see if he will reach out to Todd and if Todd would actually discuss his marriage and pending divorce during an interview. I hope not. But again, if he's feeling kind of sassy, he might. Now, as far as Momma Joyce goes, I can't say right now, the jury is still out on whether or not she was right. Because although Candy had a lot more money than Todd, Todd seemed like a hard worker. I think that he developed the restaurants, the Old Lady Gang restaurant, as a way to tap into the money that Candy has earned to invest in a business that he could be a part of. And I think that that's fair. I think that Candy was open to it. Obviously, they have multiple locations and they're still open. So I think that that was good. It's not like he's not a W-2 earner. He's not going to go online and fill out a job application and log into work from home and go through the training and set up insurance and a 401k account. He's not going to do that, right? So once he got with Candy, I guess he was no longer working for the production company that produced the Roa show for Bravo, because, then he handled like the budgets. And he did go on the South Africa trip, so I think maybe he was also a part of the videography. But I remember Candy mentioning when they were planning the play, A Mother's Love, that he was used to handling budgets for projects. So he's not a stupid guy, and he has proven himself, in my opinion, to be a hard worker. But I think with Momma Joyce, I think that she was just thinking, she probably just sees like the worst in people and just thinks worst case scenario in general. And also because she's already lost a child, I think that any opinions or thoughts that she has concerning Candy is just like amplified. I don't think anyone should make decisions based on whether or not you might be alone. That is bullshit. And you are setting yourself up to settle for less. You're setting yourself up to be disrespected, manipulated, bossed around, and perhaps they'll always threaten to leave you. So I don't think you should live your life like that. I understand you wanting companionship. I understand you wanting to have a friend, someone in your life for intimacy, but you cannot take shorts. You cannot, especially like if you didn't take shorts in other areas of your life and you're wealthy and you're successful and you're making money and you know how to make money and you're very smart. Why in your personal life would you take shorts and be a dummy? That makes no sense. That's inconsistent. So if there's no men out there that you typically date, that you typically like physically, that's on your level, then you might need to expand your horizons and be a little open to dating people of other colors or other ages. You know, give some other things a try, but don't take shorts. And if you do take shorts, you might end up with a ninja like the one that Todd is talking about. I don't know if he's talking about himself, where, you know, he wants you to like share so they can tap in, you know. Not saying, what did he say? I'm not saying, you know, you have 10 million, here's five. Well, of course not. Because what song did you write, Todd? What vocals did you do? Did you go in the booth with Candy? Did you do a duet with her? Did you do any tours? Because I went on the Queens of R&B tour last summer. I didn't see you on stage singing all those songs. I did not see you on stage singing and dancing and closing out the show with SWV. I mean, they closed out with Understanding for them, and then SWV came back out and closed with Weak. But Todd, I didn't see you doing any of that, sweetheart. City after city after city after city after city. Your wife did that, but I didn't see you do that. And when she goes on Amazon Live and she's selling her ass off for Amazon, I don't see you talking about the products and knowing what they do and engaging with the live audience. I don't see you doing that. And when she interviewed Todd Chrisley when he got out of prison, her interview with Dr. Heavenly is premiering tonight. I don't see you asking those questions and building those relationships. And we know that it's Jamie who's doing the filming and the editing. So what are you doing, Negro? And she didn't even meet Jamie through you. She met Jamie through Portia. We all know Portia beat her up. So, I mean, and then that led to Jamie working for Candies. I mean, you didn't have nothing to do with that either. And Jamie, I'm sorry if I shouldn't say she beat you up, y'all fought. But yeah, man, I don't know. Maybe you had something to do with her getting the Amazon gig, but I mean, I doubt it. You did the restaurants. You did. You didn't even do Bedroom Candy. Bedroom Candy, season 4, when they went to South Africa, when she would have first met Todd, if you look back on season 4, she was having those virtual meetings. And Candy, just briefly for a moment, Candy was like ahead of the times. Like, before it was popular to have a web series, Candy already had one with Candy Coated Nights, and it was racy and it was steamy. So before people were going on OnlyFans or Patreon, somewhere where privately you could talk, grown folks talk, they were doing it on the web with Candy Coated Nights. Now it's like she scrubbed the internet of those episodes because I can't really like find them, but she was doing those way back then. And her business partner, it's like a white lady, I believe a white lady and her husband. They are a part of Bedroom Candy. So when you order like your Bedroom Candy treats, it comes in a box that says Sucky Home, like Sucky now, Sucky Home Parties. That's Bedroom Candy. And I think that has to do with her partnership with them. And I don't know, whenever I've sold Bedroom Candy, they get their stuff and it'll say that. And they're like, what is this Bedroom Candy? Or do I have some, like they're freaking out a little bit. I'm like, no, that's yours. Go ahead and open it. You'll see. But that was before Todd. He ain't got nothing to do with that. He's on some pictures, but that's about it. So, this is very red flaggish. but we know that there is a prenuptial agreement in place. And we know that Candy has the money to buy the most aggressive attorneys if need be. And even if she were, because, I've been thinking about this all weekend, like even $1 million, that is pennies to Candy. That's a lot of money. But even if she paid his attorney's fees, gave him $1 million and paid the taxes on it, so he would straight up get $1 million, in my opinion, that's enough money for him to pay cash for a home that's decent, keep a roof over his head, and have some more money saved where he can either invest it, and he's got the whatever ownership in the restaurants that would pay him to pay his monthly bills, the utilities, the insurance, the groceries, whatever. Like, he can make it. I don't know if she gonna do all of that, but if she did, she can make that up, that $1 million. All she got to do is couple seasons on Roa again, or Bedroom Candy. I'm sure could do that in a couple years for her as well, or less than that. So that would be like nothing, if she did that just so he could walk away. I don't know. We'll see. But what do you all think? Do you think there were red flags? Do you think this video, what he was talking about, was really problematic? Would it be problematic for you? I thank you all so much for checking out this video. Please hit the like button on this video, as well as subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. I hope that you all had a great weekend. I did. I saw a film called The Running Man yesterday. I don't remember seeing a lot of promotion for it. And I feel like now the woman who played the guy's wife was a Black woman, and she has a beautiful face and it looks so familiar. And she was in like The Woman King and Sinners. Her name is Jamie Lawson. She's in this film, and he's on this very disturbing game show called The Running Man. And it's where like poor people, they go on this show and people are hunting them down. And if they can survive, their family gets money until they're wiped out. So it's kind of like The Hunger Games, if you remember those films based off of the books, but it's featuring a man in the lead, and it's really even more violent than The Hunger Games. So it was interesting. Thought it had an interesting storyline, and so I enjoyed it. That's what I did yesterday. And then today, Sundays are like my power day. It was so sunny here, and it was 55 degrees. So after I went out and had breakfast, I went to the park. I walked 4 laps, a little over 50 minutes, like 2.5 miles. Then I still went to the gym. I walked some more on the treadmill, and then I did like squats and lunges and the leg press, like 3 machines for the lower body. Then I went grocery shopping. I've meal prepped, so I've got lunch, for the next 3 working days, some rice and some veggies. I've made my overnight oats. I've made some content. So it's been productive. I feel good. That productivity, you want to have balance between like getting some rest and being productive. Both make me feel good, right? But now I may make another video. I'm going to try and check out Candy's interview with Dr. Heavenly. Kim Pyre has already posted like a clip from a preview where she's saying, this is going to sound crazy, but I knew I always wanted to be a mom. I just wasn't sure. I didn't grow up feeling like I wanted to be a wife. And I think that that's a fair statement, but I am going to make a video about it. I want to watch the whole interview to see if there's anything else that I can pull from it. But I hope that you all had a great weekend, and I will talk with you soon. Bye.